Hi, what's up, what's up? So today I'm gonna talk about the 10 things that shocked me about Thailand. The first couple are gonna be more obvious ones, and then towards the end is where I'm gonna get into the more, controversial takes. We can talk about it in the comments down below. Everybody talks about it, but it's true. The amount of 7-Elevens in Thailand is absolutely ridiculous. It is extremely convenient because most 7-Elevens sell everything. I bought a lunch from 7-Eleven and it gave me food poisoning afterwards, so I would be careful with those packed lunches. At any time of the day, 7-Elevens are super convenient. The food courts here are extremely good. You're gonna notice that the food scene here in Thailand is absolutely amazing. The street foods, the food courts, everywhere that you go. Thailand is essentially one big food court. So you can get really good, cheap food from the street or from stalls or from the food courts at the malls. And I would actually personally recommend that because you can go to like a regular restaurant and pay 200 baht for a dish, where you can go to a food court to get that same dish. Maybe it's not as good. In my opinion, it's kind of all tasted the same actually, and you can get it for half the price. Also, a surprising thing for me, from the US, I love pretzels. Annie Ann's, Wetzel's pretzels, I think they're really good. And Annie Ann's is extremely popular here in Thailand, surprisingly. It was very random. On top of boba, you can get boba everywhere. There's a lot of Chinese influence. There's a lot of Chinese people here, a lot of Chinese food and desserts and all that stuff has made its way into Thailand. A lot of clothes are made here in Thailand. I know there are a lot of flea markets everywhere, but I was surprised on how great and diverse the clothing scene here was. I found myself shopping a lot. I bought this shirt, I bought these shorts, I bought some custom Muay Thai shorts. There is a lot of really nice fashion here in Thailand. As you know, the style here is like oversized clothes, comfort, walking around in sandals. People here just don't care or try that much about beauty. It's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because, you know, walking around, it's not the same as a place like Colombia where the women are always done up. Here, just the people care less, but it's also kind of cool because it's just less pressure and people are just enjoying life. If you're coming to Thailand, make sure you bring an empty bag because you're gonna be doing a lot of shopping here. There's a lot of people here still wearing masks. I don't know if it's for COVID or if it's for just like culture and stuff. I remember even back in the day, Asian people always wear masks. Us Asians in general, we're not very social. I would say that the Thai people are very nice, they're very friendly, but because here in Thailand, you see Asians from everywhere. We all are just mutually respectful, but we don't really socialize or intermingle like in a place like Latin America. Also, funny thing, I blend in so much. I remember one night I was walking around the mall after closing hours. People thought I worked there, nobody stopped me. And I ended up going in the elevator with all the employees and I left the employee exit. They just let me go through, it wasn't even a problem, so I thought that was really funny. Something that I thought was really funny is how often things are spelled wrong. So you just walk around and you'll see people spelling food or brands or things. There's just so many misspelled things here. Thailand is a lot pricier than I thought it would be. Living in Colombia for the last few years, got used to a certain way of life. And I think if I lived here in Thailand, I would pay more of a local price, so probably it'd be cheaper. In my first month here in Thailand, I've spent around $2,000. Obviously, I've been enjoying myself and living a semi-luxurious lifestyle, but I thought it was going to be cheaper. And maybe it was cheaper a few years ago with the legalization of marijuana and all the foreigners coming in now. Maybe it's just more expensive right now, who knows? Let's get into the juicy stuff. If I were to picture a typical Thai person, I would say they're like my skin color. I wouldn't say they're super dark. They're like more the tanner side. I've noticed that they have flatter faces. The eyes are around the same as mine, but their noses are generally bigger and a little wider compared to like Koreans where the noses are smaller, or I would even say Chinese people, our eyes are smaller and our noses are smaller. But just walking around everywhere, there is no archetype for what a Thai person will look like. Because you can have like light skinned, thin Asian who look like Chinese, but then you can have dark skin that look like they're from like Bangladesh or India or Laos, something like that, right? It's just a mix of everything. And I blend in really well because I look Asian, people think I'm Thai, but also tattoos are very popular here. So me walking around my tattoos and obviously going to the Muay Thai gym and everything, people just assume that I'm Thai. So it's pretty cool being able to blend in with my Asian people. If I'm being honest, I can't even tell us apart. However, I do have to say that coming from a place like Colombia, I do not think the women here are as attractive. When you're in Colombia, you get very spoiled with choice and there's beautiful women walking around everywhere, even in like the small barrios. Whereas here, I don't think you see them quite as often. There are some stunners here and there, but they're definitely a lot more rare. And another observation that I made, in Thailand, the movie stars are very attractive compared to the regular population. Whereas in a place like Colombia, I think it's actually reversed. I think the celebrities are attractive, but I think you're gonna find the most attractive people in Colombia just like walking around in the streets, working at a store, stuff like that. Like that's how beautiful the women are there. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been dating here in Thailand, on top of the language barrier. I'm not gonna take the time to really learn Thai because I'm gonna be traveling to so many countries. So I just know the basics. And Thai is not as useful of a language compared to like Spanish or Mandarin, right? I actually wanna, if I can, go back to China or go to Taiwan and really improve my Mandarin. They have a really amazing music scene here. Live music is really big, especially here in Chiang Mai. There are a lot of jazz bars that I've been to that are awesome. Most events, if you go out to the night markets and everything, there's always live music, and the musicians here are surprisingly excellent. They have a lot of open mics, especially in the malls. So there are people that will go there that can't really sing. I would say that for the most part, I've been very impressed by the musicians that I've seen. If they make me stop, I always tip them. Coming from one musician to another, we gotta support each other. Number 9, and this is a really big one. Gender is bent here. So I don't mean any offense by this, but it does seem that the men here generally are very feminine, but that's kind of a big generalization. I think the correct way to say it is that genders are kind of blurred here because you have the whole entire ladyboy movement. You go on Tinder, the amount of ladyboys that you see, they're beautiful. You look at them, you're like, oh my God, they're a very attractive woman, and then they're like ladyboy, ladyboy, ladyboy. It's actually crazy. I noticed that the style, especially for men, is a lot more feminine. You go to a Muay Thai gym and it's some of the most masculine men that you've ever seen. So Thailand is just very liberated, it's very open, but I think it's cool that you can have this whole entire ladyboy movement, but they're not constantly shoving LGBT down your throat, kind of the same way that they do in the States. But surprisingly, I haven't seen too many gay people here. I think I've seen a couple of gay couples or like lesbian couples, or maybe just because Asians, right? We are not very good at PDA. Even in public, you probably can't tell if they're together. It's just not that big of a deal to people. It's like, you just do whatever you want, right? So I thought that was very cool. And number 10, Muay Thai is a huge part of the culture. So I would say that's probably like the biggest sport of Thailand because the biggest fighters here are worshipped. Like everybody in the country supports them and loves them. Now that I'm studying Muay Thai, I love it. I love being in that gym. I think martial arts is common in all of Asia, but I think Muay Thai is one of the most practical martial arts. And I think because a big chunk of the population knows how to fight, it keeps peace within society. If you try to do some crime here, you're gonna have a lot of men who are probably going to beat you up. I appreciate that a lot. I love being in a society where martial arts is an important thing. I don't think I could live here in Thailand for an extended period of time. It's a little too chill for me. I like that marijuana is legal here, but because it is legal, I find myself smoking more than I would like to. And I can always come back to Thailand for a month here and there if I wanted to just practice fighting more and just kind of relax. So these are just some of the things that shocked me about Thailand. Are there other things that I missed that shocked you guys about this country? Let me know what you guys think down below.